Hello, Rebels. Gary Robinson here, independent author of numerous books, including the Realm Keeper series and the upcoming standalone novel Rebel Yell, which comes out on August 15th. 1 month away! 1 month till Rebel Yell! Speaking of which, quick note, not related to this book at all, but tomorrow is the last day I'm going to accept hardcover pre-orders of Rebel Yell. So if you want to get it, you had better pre-order it tomorrow, but today or tomorrow. And you can find it at my website, garrettbrobinson.com, or you can just go to amazon.com and search for Rebel Yell under my name, and you will find it there. The hardcover is right back there on my bookshelf. It's quite pretty, and all pre-order copies will be autographed, so that's a thing. This is my show, VlogaNovel, where I live stream as I write my next project to be published. So welcome to that. I forgot to load comments again because I always forget to load comments. There we go. All right. I am live streaming my writing process for the book, the new serialized heroic fantasy adventure Nightblade, which I have just started just a few days ago, in fact. It is a serialized adventure. Each episode is about 10,000 words. The first episode is going to release on Thursday. I have a lot to do before then. On the last episode, I began the first draft. Today, however, I'm going to start cover design because, well, for a couple of reasons. One, I had an idea for the cover, which I hadn't had before, kind of an important thing. And when I have an idea for a cover, I like to throw it together because then I can revise it leading up to publishing if I want to. Also, the book is available for pre-order. You can pre-order the first episode for 99 cents directly from me. Below my image on the video, you will see that blue section of the screen, and you can see pre-order this book now at garrettbrobinson.com/nb-1. So if you want to pre-order the episode from me as opposed to buying it later on the other platform, I get a higher percentage of the sale. That would be the way. That's obviously what I would prefer. If you want to buy it on Kindle or Kobo, that's totally fine. But if you pre-order the Mobi file from me, you can load it on your Kindle app. I'm just saying. But if that's not your cup of tea, you want to get it on Amazon, you want to get it from the Kobo site, totally fine with that as well. I'm just letting you know that you can pre-order it. You can always find the latest VlogaNovel episode on my website, garrettbrobinson.com. This is actually live streaming there right now. And if you want to watch back episodes and see the entire list of episodes in sequence that went into the creation of Nightblade Episode 1, again, in the blue section down on the screen, you can see garrettbrobinson.com/VlogaNovel-Nightblade-1, and that will have all of the VlogaNovel video episodes that led into the Nightblade book episode. So there you go. Like I said, we're doing cover design today, so let's get cracking on that. Oh, I didn't fully prepare for this, did I? Oh, that's because I'm just a grapefruit. So I went on to Shutterstock the other day, and I got a whole bunch of, let's see here. Okay, we'll create a new folder called Art, Cover Elements. So I went on to Shutterstock. I perused for a bunch of pictures that would lend themselves well to the cover idea that I had, and the mood of the piece, and would help promise a heroic fantasy. It's not an epic fantasy, so I didn't look for broad landscapes and all that sort of thing. You'll be able to see what they all are as I bring them in. And when I go on Shutterstock, the only reason I didn't do the perusing on Shutterstock live on the video is, one, I don't know how the rights work, where if you see the images on Shutterstock but don't download them, I don't know if I have the rights to display that on video. And also, they constantly display your login name on the thing, which just, like, I didn't want to do that. So anyway, but I went through, I found a bunch of images that that I thought might be good, and we're going to start tossing them together into a cover. So we'll create a new Photoshop document. I do all my covers in Photoshop. And the width will be, oh, I always forget the dimensions, but let's say the width is, okay, actually, I know, yeah, see, now I remember. So the height is going to be 9 inches, because that is how big the the physical book cover might one day be, and the resolution will be 350 pixels per square inch, and the width will be 6. I'm not sure. Basically, when I publish the book, I'm going to publish paperback. When I publish it in volumes, right? I'll publish the volumes in paperback and hardcover. And I'm not sure how big the paperback's going to be, but I'm pretty sure that the hardcover is going to be 6 by 9 inches. Oh, but actually dimensions-wise, it's going to need to be 9 1/4 inches by 6 1/4 inches because of bleed and trim and whatnot. So that's how I set up my covers always. And this will be Nightblade cover. So yeah, 6 1/4 inches by 9 1/4 inches tall, and the resolution of 350 pixels per square inch, because they require a minimum of 300 pixels per square inch on, CreateSpace and Lightning Source, which are my online sites that I use for printing. And I like to just up it a little bit. They want 300, I give them 350. So there we go. So there is our blank document file. I'm going to start with a nice background of black because it's going to be a mostly black cover. And just so you know, I'm going to just say this right up front. I am going for a cover design somewhat similar to Twilight. That is going to be my reference, because the Twilight books are, say what you will about them. I've said many things on my vlog and on my podcasts and so on and so forth. I don't think they're tremendous books. I think they're tremendous covers. I think they're some of the best covers I've ever seen. So that is the sort of look that I'm going to be going for. Obviously, making it my own, it's going to be a little bit different, but there you go. So we'll take in this image, which is this girl with really, really pretty eyes. I love her eyes in this. Whoops. And we'll make it a little bit smaller than it is. Let's knock it down to about. That should be good. And we'll put it right up here. This could totally change. In fact, I would go ahead and say that it's almost certainly going to. And you can see that, actually I don't know if you can see it on the live streaming video, but there's harsh edges on the top and bottom of it. So we'll create a mask for the layer. And in the mask, we'll go for a box that's going to go a little bit like this, a little bit like this, a little bit like this, and a little bit like this, because I don't want to obstruct her face with the mask necessarily. And then we'll draw a little bounding box. And while we have the mask selected, we will fill this box with white. Yeah? Oh, and we'll select everything else, and we'll fill it with black. Okay, good. So what that did, in case you can't see it on the video, is it cut off everything outside of that little box area. But now, I didn't actually want to do that, so I'll back it up and I'll feather it. So we'll refine the edge, and we'll just add a feathering that will carry it out to, oh, too far. Okay, that looks pretty good. So we'll feather that selection, and then we will mask it again. And the reason, in case you're wondering, why I mask it instead of just deleting that area of the image is that if I decide that if you delete that portion of the image, you can't get it back. But if you just mask it off, then you can move the mask, you can delete the mask, you can do all kinds of things with the mask. So that's a good central image. You know, I'm going to grab my Twilight book real quick. So some of you out there might lie and say that you have no idea what the Twilight covers look like. We know the truth, and this is the Twilight cover. So it's very simple. It's not. There's There's only a lot of color in one place, and that's the apple. The hands are almost black and white, not quite. They're kind of sepia tone, but they're almost black and white. And what I want, how I want to emulate that here is, I wonder, I'm not a super Photoshop guru. I can do another mask. Oh no, but I don't want to do that. Okay, so I'm not a super Photoshop guru. I know a few things, but not a lot. So I'm going to duplicate this layer of the girl's face. And this time on the mask, I'm going to zoom in on her eyes. I want her eyes to be very luminous, but I don't want, but I want the rest of her face to be very not luminous. So we'll try drawing a little circular bounding box here. And that's not too bad. Whoops. But it's not too great either. This needs to move down ever so slightly. Okay, that's better. And we'll make in the mask. Oh crud. Okay, so we'll select. Sorry, let's zoom out. So on this layer, here's what we'll do. We'll take the entire mask and we will fill it with blackness. Select the mask, select everything, fill it with blackness. And then we'll take this bottom layer and we will take its saturation down to where we want it to go. Where's my thingies? Oh, this is fantastic. I'm sure you're all tremendously interested in this. Tools. No, not tools. Where the hell are my... What do you call it? Filters or whatnot. Adjustments. My adjustments panel. That's what I was looking for. See? And we'll put you in between here. Yes, perfect. Okay, so we'll put on a hue and saturation adjustment layer. And we will take the saturation down to nothing. Okay, so on that under layer, you can see that it's completely unsaturated. So now we select the mask on the top layer, and we select everything and we fill it with black. And you can see there's a little bit of color bleeding out of the top there. And like I said, the only thing we want on the top layer is the eyes. So we'll just delete this and delete this. Whoops. We want to delete that off the layer itself after we rasterize it. Oh, you dumb, dumb thing. Okay, so we duplicate the layer again, and then we delete all this stuff. Okay, so now, and then we'll take the mask and we'll fill everything with blackness. With blackness. With blackness. There we go. Finally. And we'll deselect, and then we'll go in here and we'll literally just take a brush with white, and when we expand this a little bit, you can see that if I brush over the mask, it brings the color back because it removes the mask from this portion of the eye. And we're catching the lashes in that, but that's okay because the lashes are black anyway. And we can just paint the color back into the eye. And to be totally honest, this is a little bit ironic. I'm not even sure the face is going to be on the cover. I want to try it with the face and without the face, but we'll see. Okay, so everything's black and white except for the eyes. I really like that so far. Let's actually amp the eyes up even a little bit more. So I'll create a new mask and then create so we create, sorry, I didn't have the layer selected. So we'll create a clipping mask so that now when I do saturation, it only affects the eyes, the colored eyes layer. So if I jack the saturation up, you can see that they become like super luminous. If I take the saturation, but it only affects the eyes. So let's up the saturation a little bit. And we look back at the whole cover here. That's definitely much cooler. Now the desaturation of the skin, I don't want it that desaturated. So we'll increase that ever so slightly and bring it up to like right here, maybe, I think. Yeah. And maybe we'll increase the saturation on the reds ever so slightly. Yeah, I'm happy with this so far. Okay, cool. That's just a big, again, for me, designing a cover and any graphic design is like writing a first draft. Bang it out as quickly as you can and then refine all the elements. In fact, normally I wouldn't have gone into that much detail on the eyes right off the bat. I'm actually going to take the master back down ever so slightly. There we go. Okay, so now we have the more important element of the cover, which I am almost definitely going to include. No, not you. You. So that's this hand holding a knife. Now we're not going to use that knife. And we'll select all this white here. And this time we will delete it because I know I don't want any of that white. Ah, rasterize our stupid layer. Oh, we've got the eyes sitting there in the middle. That's hilarious. Ugh. Try that again. Okay, so now you'll notice we've got this weird little white outline around the edges of the image. So we'll go back, we'll modify and expand the selection a couple of pixels, and we'll feather them 1 pixel. And then we'll try deleting that. Better, but it's still there a little. So we'll go back. expand it 3 pixels, and feather it 1 pixel. And then we'll try deleting. Okay, good. I'm happy with that. Now, we still do have a little bit of white, so we'll pull out our eraser, which is and then a little bit more right here. I liked this hand when I saw it because it had the leather straps around the hand, which could very easily be fantasy. The nails are perhaps a little too well trimmed, but that's fine. What is happening here? Oh no, is that part of the selection? Well, that sucks. We need to back up all the way to selection. Yeah, fantastic. Okay, so the selection actually, and you can see here, it's including little sections of this. So in order to undo that, we pull out the lasso tool and we remove that portion of the selection. And then if we go in here, actually if we go out and we delete again, we can see areas where that happens. So see, it happens right there. Actually, I honestly don't know if you can see this too well on the streaming video, and I apologize for that. But it happens mostly right here on the fingernail and right here on the hand where the light is brightest, and it thinks that that is a portion that I'm trying to remove. So we will completely remove this and this from our selection, and then we'll try deleting, and everything's hunky-dory. And unfortunately, oh, not everything is hunky-dory. Yes, everything's hunky-dory. Unfortunately, it means we have to go back in and re-erase this stuff, which is just annoying, but not that big a deal. Okay, so yeah, you know, the only thing, and some of you are probably already saying this or looking at it and thinking it, is that the hand and the hand and the face aren't proportionately sized. And no, the proportionate size is easy to fix, but how would you actually, because that is a left hand, and how would you have you even if I flipped it, you can't have your hand that way. The only way that you could kind of make it work is holding it like this, and then she'd be doing this kind of thing, like underneath her. But why would you hold your hand that way? I'm going to try and make it work because I really like the face, but if it comes down to the hand or the face is going to go. This knife is also going to be changed, by the way. I'm going to be photoshopping in another dagger because this is not appropriate for what do you call it? Fantasy, this knife. And as you will no doubt have noticed already, the excuse me. Yeah, I'm afraid the face isn't going to work out. I'm going to try hiding it for now. If I decide to bring it back later, then I'll bring it back later. But we'll make a group. Face. Whoops. New group from layers and face and hide that face. Okay, cool. So now we can turn you back around because you look ridiculous. And we'll toss on another adjustment layer. Oh, geez, I don't even know what time I'm at or how much time I have left. Okay, so we're at 25 minutes. I will plan for another 30 minutes because this is probably running a little long or off time. There we go. Whoops. Okay, good. Let's see here. So now, what was I doing? Adjustment layer, that's right. So we'll adjust you down. We'll duplicate the layer, add a mask to it, block out the whole mask. And we'll just paint color broadly back onto the whole blade. Oh, that's pointless because we're going to be photoshopping in a new blade. So let's pick our blade here real quick. I want this one. Because let's face it, that's a cool looking dagger. And let's do the same selection dealy bob we did. Actually, you know what? Let's do the rotation first because that shrunk it a little bit. Oh, Bill Dowis chimed in. He said, I'm coming to this video late as usual. This looks like a good one to watch from the beginning. I still have not watched all the other ones yet. Arg, you work too fast for me. That's what she said. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate you tuning in. Oh, poop. Damn it. You totally distracted me, Bill. The book is ruined. I quit. Just kidding. If anybody doesn't know Bill, he's a fantastic guy, fellow indie author, and all-around good dude. Okay, so that works. No, it doesn't quite, does it? Okay. And then we select the white again, and let's get rid of that. Whoops, no, we remember from last time, we expand by 3 pixels. We feather 1 pixel. And then we go in and eliminate all this stuff. Oh, no, we don't, because that's all actual holes in the piece. Good to know. And we have a little bleed here on the blade, which we don't want to lose any of that. It's okay if we just trim the edge of it, but we don't want to lose a major portion of the blade. So let's try that and delete. Rasterize the layer, and oh, do we have some? Yeah, we're losing some glow here. We don't want to lose that. Oh, and this stuff is glow as well. This stuff is glow. Oh, no, this is glow, isn't it? Is this all glow? I thought it was holes. No, it's not holes. It's all glow. Oh, good thing I didn't delete you all. That would have sucked. I'm now thinking it may have been more expedient to simply erase. You know, that's what we're going to do. Because there's so much white in the blade itself, basically what we're going to do is we're just going to erase the background instead. Ah, the glorious work of a graphic designer. I can't wait until I can afford to pay somebody to do this for me. The cool thing, if anybody's watching this and wondering, the cool thing is that because this is a serial, I'm not going to have to do a new. I'm not going to have to do a new cover every time, or I'm not. I'm not. I'm just not planning on doing a new cover every time. Because I'm just going to relabel it Episode 1, Episode 2, Episode 3, at least for the first volume. And then after the first volume, I might do new covers. But yeah. Bill Dowis chimed in a couple of times more. He said, "Oh, I'm blushing. My man crush just said so many good things about me. Oh, I'm somebody's man crush. Oh, now I'm blushing." And he said, "Are you using a regular mouse or a tablet or pen?" I'm actually using a Magic Trackpad from Apple. I love this thing, personally. And then he said, "I did this once, delete all the white and then add a layer underneath and paint white back where it was needed." Yeah, I could do that, but I'm just going to erase it around the edges because there are very clear defined edges on this thing. It's a lot harder when you've got like a model with like their hair and their hair is bleeding into the background, but a weapon is something that's pretty well defined. We just go around it like this, and then we zoom in some more. Ooh, you know, if I were a smart man, so now, see, this goes back to what I was saying before, where I'm erasing the mask, and that way, if I come back and realize, oh, I did that, that's terrible, I can actually literally just brush the thing back into place. and then go back and erase the mask again. I'm not going to worry too much about the hilt, the handle part of the hilt, because that's going to be replaced by what the hand is holding. And by the way, if I do get up to the point where Nightblade is making enough money to do this, I'm going to pay for an entirely new cover by a cover artist. Oh, crap, I've forgotten his name, but he's fantastic. He has done the covers for R.J. Blaine's work. He's quite affordable. He's fantastic. But if you look up R.J. Blaine's novel Inquisitor, which is also just a good book, and you check out her cover, you'll see this guy's style. He's fantastic. And once I can, I'm going to hire him to do covers for Nightblade. Turn my hardness up a little bit, just so I'm not bleeding into the blade so much. So I'm probably going to work on the design for this hour, and then once I, take a break, make some coffee, etc., I'll probably go back to the first draft for the next hour, and sometimes in the early stages of a project, I'll do that. I'll just kind of jockey back and forth between the two, because I can't work on graphic design or cover design for multiple hours at a time. I mean, I can if I really have to, and sometimes I'm seized by inspiration and I do, but for the vast majority, the most part, I don't. It is somewhat tedious, as you can tell. Oh, by the way, so here's a cool thing that I decided I was going to do, is when Nightblade episode 1 is done and out, this YouTube playlist will be complete. Like all these Nightblade videos are going up on a single YouTube playlist, which is going to be the creation of Nightblade 1. And you guys who have watched them live, or anybody else who, discovers the book and likes it, it's like you can go watch the entire process, because literally everything that I'm doing is live on YouTube, as you know, if you're watching this. But then I'm also going to take all the videos, put them all in one big video project, and then speed it up like, 600 times or whatever. Whoops. So that they'll play in a single 4-minute video clip, and then I'll narrate what's going on very, very quickly as it's going, and that will play at the head of the playlist. So it's like, here's how Nightblade came together. First, I started in on outlining, and I picked these characters, and da-da-da-da-da, and then I did the thing. Then I designed the cover. Then I wrote the first draft. That went really well. Then I edited it and edited it and edited it, and then I published it all to, these platforms. So that'll be there, and then it's like, now if you really want to watch the whole thing happen, now if you really want to watch how the whole thing happened beginning to end, watch the rest of this playlist, and it'll discover, so that if somebody comes later and they're not, super hardcore, like you guys are hardcore, you guys are always sitting there watching the video, you make suggestions on names. It's like, it's totally cool. You guys are here helping shape the book. But to accommodate for people who are maybe not as hardcore, I'm going to have that like little summary video, which is just like, when you get, Bill Dow said, hey, 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 turn the hardness up a little bit. Yes, yes, Bill, well done. Man after my own heart. Um, anyway, so when you get the Lord of the Rings DVDs or the Hobbit DVDs, there's the DVD, the movie comes out in December, and then there's the DVD that comes out in like March or April. And you get it. You get that DVD because you want to watch it at home. But the behind the scenes extras are like, meh. And then you get the extended edition with like 4 hours of extra like 8 hours of extra footage per film. Well, that's what you're watching right now. That's what this is. This is for the hardcore. I want to literally see things as they happen, watch it get done. That's who you are if you're watching this. And then the summary video is going to be for the people who buy the DVD in April. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being not as into it. Um, but it's so easy for me to put together. And honestly, when you have a YouTube channel, you want to create as much content for it as possible. So it's just an extra little video, and it can be part of my weekly vlog, and hopefully get people excited about the book. By the way, if you're excited about the book and you are one of those people who ran over and pre-ordered it with the link in the blue section of the screen, um, I don't blame you if you want to wait until the first episode comes out. But if you let your friends know, tell them to go buy it directly. I'm trying to push more direct sales because they're just awesome. You guys are awesome. Mm-hmm. One thing that will be cool for you guys when you come back, if you come back and watch the sped up summary video that has the whole thing playing at like 600 times speed or whatever, is watching this in fast motion is going to look pretty cool because it's going to look like looping around the thing and just wiping out all the white, in like super, super fast motion. I'm kind of honestly looking forward to seeing that because doing it this way is, I'm sure, quite tedious for you to watch, and it's not much more fun for me to do. Oh, right. By the way, I can see that there are 4 people watching live. That's what I was just trying to pull in. So if you have comments, a random question about the series or about life in general, comment live on the on the YouTube video page, and I will answer you while I'm going through this. It'll give us something to do, to hang out with each other while we work, or while I work, and you do whatever it is you're doing in the background, because I highly doubt anybody is literally just watching me do this. You're probably playing a game on your iPhone or your iPad, or maybe you're at work right now. Most people are at work these days at this time. But yeah, let me know what you're up to. Bill said 4 people watching and I'm the only one live. Come on, people. It's all right. I know Simon Canton, for example, always just kind of puts this on in the background. So if you're watching in the background, I understand why you're not in the comments. Dun, 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 dun. So let's talk about cover design for a second. Do I think everyone should design their own covers? No. Do I think I should design my own covers? Well, should is a weird word. I know there are some people who are artistically inept. Those people should definitely not design their own covers. I'm not a Photoshop guru. I'm not a visual artist. I can't draw or paint, but I can. The way I think of myself in terms of designing my own covers is I can get an idea for an image and then I can pound on that image with that idea in mind until I get it right, until I get it to the point that I'm happy with it. So it's not that I'm good at cover design or bad at cover design. It's that I'm persistent, and once I know what I want it to look like, I just keep going until it looks that way. I mean, that's, it's a valuable trait in self-publishing in general, is just persistence and reworking it until you get it right. It applies to cover design as well. Do I wish I could hire people to do this? Yes, I like this guy that I'm going to hire for this cover. As soon as I get enough sales to justify it, I'd pay him $400. He'd come back to me with a cover that I'd be totally happy with. As of right now, I can't justify that price for this cover, and that's simply the fact of it. For all I know, the series could be a total dud, and after a few weeks, I could give it up. You never know what's going to happen until it happens. So if you're like, well, should I design my own covers? Do you have an artistic eye? Some people just don't know what makes an image look good at all, so they don't know if So even if they do put something together, they don't know if it's good or bad, if it's going to help the look of their book or if it's going to hurt the look of their book. To those people, I say, no, you shouldn't design your own covers. Um, Nothing wrong with you. People have different skills, you know? Uh, I mean, if everybody out there was good at everything, I would not be able to sell myself out as a book formatter, but I am because I happen to be good at that. I used to work for a book publishing company, not a publisher. It was a book printing company. Don't get excited. I don't have any contacts at Penguin or Random House or Random Penguin House. It should be called Random Penguin House. It's it's actually not okay that they didn't do that. Turned out so wrong. If you're not familiar with the band Rise Against, or who I'm listening to right now, you should really. Oh, that edge is coming out quite nicely, actually. I'm very happy with it. Oh, am I? Ooh. Might need some touch-ups. It's coming out pretty good, though. I'm happy with it. Once I put it through a bunch of different filters and all that sort of thing, I'm sure it'll look even better. It's going to go through a lot more before I'm done with it. Anyway, if you're not familiar with the band Rise Against, you should check them out because all of the music in Rebel Yell, which comes out in a month, all of the music in that book is loosely based on existing songs of theirs. In other words, I just took the same music and wrote my own lyrics to it, which of course you won't know it's their music because you can't because it's not an audio book. There's no sound to it. But if you know their music library very well, then you can listen and be like, oh, I hear them. Oh God, Bill said, what if I need 99 covers? No, Bill, I'm not gonna be self-publishing podcast and plug 99 designs right now. Boop. I might be being a dummy about this. Ah, balls. Yep, I was being a dummy about this. See? That's all it is, guys. Just pounding away at it until you go, oh, I should just do it this way. Oops. Any other crawl out from under. Oh god, I forgot you guys were listening. I almost started singing out loud, and this is a really loud song. Okay, now I have an idea. Who knows if it'll work? Oh, really? Come on. Okay, so we select, in other words, we select around the dagger, because what we eliminated is all the white in the image, right? So we select all around the dagger, then we reverse our selection. Oh no, we expand it first. So we expand it by, let's say, 6 pixels, something crazy. Then we reverse our selection, inverse our selection, I should say. Create a new layer underneath the dagger, and we fill the whole damn thing with white. That didn't work at all like I thought it should. So we have to do it the somewhat more boring way, which is where we just brush the mask back on in all these areas. So again, this is another advantage of using a mask instead of deleting the layer itself, is that you can just brush all this stuff right back on. That's my phone alarm, which means that it is about time to wrap this up. But that was that was some good work. This is what goes into cover design, guys. At least what goes into my cover design. I'm sure there are people who are much better at it than I am. So with that, I will sign off. Yes, thank you, phone. Gotcha. Is reflects it, as I said, mark the edge so you have a better orientation than invert it, marking if you overpainted the edge. Yeah, I think that's, if I understand you correctly about the approach I'm taking. So once again, this is what's going into Nightblade. This is my VlogaNovel project. Thank you very much for watching for the last hour. If you are interested in the novel, I know that this wasn't the best hour for showing you what it was about, but if you are interested, you can pre-order at garrettbrobinson.com/nb-1. It is only 99 cents, and it comes out on Thursday. And let's see. You can watch back episodes at my website in the link in the blue section of the screen. The book is going up on Wattpad as I write it as well, so if you would rather just read the whole thing for free, I won't hold it against you. It's all over there on Wattpad. Find me, Garrett Robinson. The whole thing's there. And until I see you later, I'm going to go grab a coffee, have a quick smoke break, run an errand, and then I will be back. Thanks for watching. Bye.